Greetings, Beth Warriors. Greetings. Greg is here. Where is here? A very special place. Yep. It's within this body that you see. And a place that I like to call the Hidden Light Studios in God's house in northern New Mexico. My hideout, my cavernous place of bliss, creativity, abundance, service, right? Broadcast. This is the place where where I've been planted to share my message with the world, and I'm so grateful to have you here listening because I believe I have an incredible message to share with you. I just experienced one of the most incredible spiritual experiences of my life. And I've had many. I've had many spiritual experiences, just like incredible, like miraculous stuff. And, those are things I would love to share with all of you right here, right now, but I'm focused on the now. So I just finished a breath work ceremony, we'll call that. We'll call it a breath work ceremony. And by the conclusion of about an hour of breathing, I literally released all this inner anger, frustration, guilt, shame, sorrow, grief. Like I was literally like, you're sitting in like a meditative state, like laying down actually. And through just breathing, like literally I just went into like the loudest, most just deep wailing of like of crying from the soul. And this is again totally sober minded. And then, the pendulum shifted there and then it shifted all the way back to the other side, which is just celebration because by the conclusion of this ceremony, I had completely at the soul level redefined my definition of love, which for me in this life, my definition of love was very much rooted in feeling safe, feeling accepted, which neither of those two things happened from my earliest memories in childhood. I was abandoned, right? Um, Experienced some really crazy violence and total terror. Let's just call it that, total terror at the soul level, to where I've gone through most of my life just, at the subconscious, underneath the surface level, not feeling safe in this world. And that happens when you experience a tremendous amount of trauma at such an early age, like life threatening trauma. And so there's been a big part of me that's been afraid of death. And what I realized even in this ceremony was that the fear of death was not that I'm afraid to die, because I have a pretty clear understanding of where we go after we die. But the fear of death had haunted me because I didn't want to die before fulfilling my purpose on this planet. And I believe a big part of I believe my purpose, right? Let's be very specific. I believe my purpose is to provide protection, to be a guardian of souls like yours, right? Souls like mine that have been wounded and that are being held back. And the reason why I wanted to get on here so soon after this ceremony ended is because I'm different. Like I am eternally different. I experienced something so profound and transformational through breath work, right? Powerful stuff. So, one, I present myself before you as someone that wants to be there for you, to encourage you, to uplift you, to motivate you, but also to challenge, right? That challenging piece needs to happen because so many of you are stuck in acting as if your situation is good enough. And what you really mean by good enough is you're putting good in there because what we do as humans, and correct me if I'm wrong, but what you're probably doing if you're saying, I'm good, right? We say that all the time, right? Someone comes up to you and asks you out of nowhere, hey, how you doing? I'm good, but you're miserable. So even then, we lie to ourselves, we lie to other people, and yet we have lowered our standards so low that barely getting by is now the new good. Suffering in silence is now I'm good, right? A mediocre life filled with addiction, hidden vices, unhealed trauma, right? Distractions, and literally just complacency and gluttony and low life force energy to really take on challenges is now considered good, a good life. And I'm here to tell you that's bullshit. And you know it's bullshit. You're worthy of more. God has put you here for more than good, gooder than good. You're here for gooder than good, right? And it's your divine birthright. That's the kicker. By divine birthright, you are worthy of more than you have right now. And yet, you have all kinds of limiting beliefs that people have taught you, people have projected to you throughout your entire life, that you now accept as truth and containment for what your life has equaled out to. And then there's all this self talk about I can't do this and I can't do that, or I'm too this and I'm too that. And I'm here to tell you those are all lies. I'm here to tell you that you are so close to having a great life. Could you imagine how many of you, I mean, honestly, comment down below if you actually have a great life, like your default is, how's your day going? It's wonderful. That's my default. And I don't say that bragging. I just say that I've put in that much work. And then yet today I'm still stepping into the unknown, stepping into uncomfortable situations that are like paying dividends, that are changing my whole entire existence moving forward. And you guys are going to see this because I'm stepping into my purpose. I am aligning myself with the truth, my truth, what I have been put on this planet to do. And most of you, if you look around at what you're doing, just ask yourself this. Today, what do you have to do? On Monday, what are you going to have to do? And there's probably a long list of things that you have to do, which tells me that you are caught up in a mental and emotional box that you don't belong in. And that box is a container that is limiting you to truly experiencing the fullness of your highest calling in this life for the greatest good of humanity. You have gifts, you have talents. And this world needs you to truly believe in your gifts, believe in your talents, and then share them with others. That's, I think, the fullest meaning of saying when we say we need each other, it's by being vulnerable, sharing our experiences, saying, showing the victories, the wins, day in and day out, saying, look, I was like this and I changed. And some homework for you, if you're up for that here, is get your phone, do a search, right? Do a simple search. And it's how I turned my entire life around after whatever it is, right? Do a search that will help you find examples of people with a similar situation to yours, because your situation is different than mine, but we do have some similarities. And the similarities are the blocks, the limits, our mental and emotional blocks and limits that are holding us back, our spiritual limitations. There's a lot of you that are hyper religious, spiritual, and yet you're held back. You're not truly doing the Lord's work of being your best, brightest, most serving self on this planet, showing unconditional love to all humanity, right? And so I'm excited for the next day, the next minute, the next hour, because what I experience is going to continue to integrate. But I do encourage you, right? If you are sick and tired of being sick and tired, you're done with the excuses, it's time to get in gear. It's time for you to make some tough decisions in life and realize that you are supported. When you start having doubt, fear, and all the negative emotions pop up because you're going to make a life change, right? It's for you to overcome that, to push through that, to persevere beyond it, and to come out the other side a spick and span, new, higher vibrational, more aligned version of who you once were. And I go through that washing machine every single day. All I want to do is improve every single day, get a little bit better. And it never gets me to being perfect because I already am perfect. I'm not perfect in the sense that I don't make mistakes, but I'm perfect in the sense that God has put me right where I'm at, not to stay there, but to journey on, to advance my evolution as a soul to farther and farther places, to higher and higher places, from glory to glory to glory. And if you're ready to start accepting some more challenges in your life and to start extinguishing them excuses, then it's time to start locking in and know that I will be cheering you on, but I can't do the work for you. You got to want it. You got to believe you're worthy of it. I believe you're worthy of it. That's the thing. I see everybody and it's like, I probably call it a word of knowledge. Some of y'all would just be like, he's judging. But there are spiritual gifts. That's a word of knowledge. I can see most people from afar and see how you move, see what you post, see what you're doing, see what's happening in your life. And I'm not judging you. I can just tell what your situation is, what's around the corner, what's going to happen next. Because I can tell people that literally have their head down, are focused on self-improvement, self-mastery, growth, healing, and leading themselves and their families. And I know what people that are just fucking coasting through life looks like as well. Most of y'all just coasted. Most of y'all just distracted. And those distractions are by design. It wants to keep you where you're at. It wants to keep you suffering. It wants to keep you saying that a mediocre life is good enough. It's good enough. Barely scraping by. It's good. It's good. I'm doing good. When are we going to stop with the bullshit? I hope it stops here, and I hope it stops now. And I hope you start putting in the work to truly become your highest self. And it would be the highest honor and the greatest opportunity for me to support you along your journey of life to truly experience the growth, the healing, and the expansion towards becoming your highest self for the greatest good of humanity. You know, I love you guys. I'm going to keep getting back on here because you know the drill. Results, kill, excuses. It's all on me. Greg's out.